Yesterday was such a nice day on the channel. In case you missed the videos, there were two videos that I genuinely enjoyed making, talking about Rocket Knight Adventures Resparked, one of my favorite games from my childhood, now available on modern platforms, along with two other versions of Sparkster that I had never really played before. You know, it was a fun video. It was fun to look at those games. Make sure you check out that video. And then later on in the day, we had the PlayStation 2 games coming to PlayStation 5. I obviously wanted to take a look at that. I'm the king of emulation. So we took a look at how the PS2 performs on the PlayStation 5. Yeah, you know, go look at that video and find out. But today, we got to go back to the nonsense. Today, we've got to go back to the hootenanny hoopla. Because holy Christ on a cracker, there was no Nintendo Direct this week, so now the rumor mill is getting started. Do you Nintendo YouTubers like not review games or play games? Star Wars Hunters, a free-to-play game. You don't even have to spend money on that on your Nintendo Switch. It's a free-to-play game. You could have reviewed that, but no, you're talking about all these stupid leaks and rumors for a Nintendo Direct and hee-ha-ho. Now, I have to come around and correct people and tell people what I really think about the situation because I tend to think differently than the hive mind. No disrespect to anyone. Get your money. But if you do something stupid or I don't like your video, I'll probably make a video of my own that, in my opinion, is better. Hit subscribe if you're new. So let's start things off with the first situation that's going on with this Nintendo Direct leak with Midori. Oh boy, is RGT gonna get in trouble on the internet by saying some things he's about to say. There are things that I should probably hold back on, but Midori, a very accomplished leaker when it comes to Sega and Atlas stuff. A couple of months ago, they decided, hey, I'm no longer going to be leaking stuff. But then, mysteriously, they came back. And instead of just focusing on Sega and Atlas stuff, they focused on everything. All of a sudden, they knew what was going on at other companies that previously they had never talked about before. And Midori put out there that this Nintendo Direct was going to be peak, and everyone ran with this is going to be the best Nintendo Direct ever because Midori said it. But then Midori had to walk those things back and say, oh, wait a second, that was just my personal opinion. But then Midori stopped doing leaks again yesterday, but then at the time of the filming of this video, which is on the 11th, Tuesday, because I'm filming this at night, they leaked something again with Sonic Movie 3 trailer coming out potentially soon. Let me tell you something about Midori. How can I put this as nicely as possible? Okay, we'll go with this. Sometimes in life, the person you knew previously is not the person that you know today. Sometimes people change, whether that's physically change, metaphorically change, emotionally change, mindset change. Something about those people changes. And all of a sudden, it seems like a completely different person than you're used to. And I'm going to go ahead and leave it at that. I will let you draw and connect the dots with that situation. I think I laid it out pretty clear. There's some other stuff I can say based on things that I have heard from some very credible people, but I'll keep it at that. So Midori stuff, I don't care. I don't care about anything they say, and I have my reasons, and hopefully you can connect those dots and see why my reasons might be a plausible theory. But then, of course, the big thing came out. We've got the Direct leak. We know what day it's gonna be, and everyone's excited again. Everyone's getting in a tizzy with the date officially revealed, and here's where it's coming from. And there's some stuff talked about this as well that I definitely want to mention. So, GameSpot might have leaked the Nintendo Direct date due to a shadow dropped Among Us trailer. So, when you go look at this, you see here, they accidentally put out a trailer of an Among Us update, the new roles that I believe we saw some of this stuff being teased at Summer Games Fest. Allegedly, this is now coming out on the 18th. So what does that have to do with the Nintendo Direct? Well, obviously, Among Us is on the Nintendo Switch. So, okay, kind of plausible, maybe to some degree that the game could be shadow dropping next week and GameSpot just kind of blew their load early. But is that really indicative of a Nintendo Direct? I guess you could kind of, Maybe we'll talk about it. So this trailer was apparently uploaded by GameSpot but was taken down, and the link to the blog post leads to a 404 error. Seems like the DLC is supposed to be shadow dropped on the 18th, which could be the Nintendo Direct date, as noted by PH Brazil to be in the second half. Tuesdays aren't common for Directs as far as I know, but it lines up. Okay. So GameSpot, look at me in the face. GameSpot knows when the Nintendo Direct is. They know the date of this Nintendo Direct, and they're just hiding it from everyone. Random ass journalists, no disrespect, at GameSpot know the release date of the Nintendo Direct, but nobody else does. No other people know, because if other people knew an exact date, I would know the exact date, because I have sources. I just don't talk about them all the time because unless I need to. But if GameSpot had this date, don't you think it would have gotten out there? Don't you think on a Discord forum, on a message or something, don't you think they would lead people to believe that this would be happening on the 18th? Maybe this Among Us trailer just happens to be releasing next week. It's not like it has to have something to do with the Nintendo Direct. I mean, yes, there is the chance that it could, but why would GameSpot be privy to this and also know that a Nintendo Direct is coming? And then this part really chaffed my ass. Or chapped? Is it chapped? I think it's chapped. Well, PH Brazil said it's going to be in the second half. Wait a second here. Let's go back in time. If I could turn back time, if I could find a way, I would take back all those things that hurt you. And you'd stay, because RGT told you last week about the Nintendo Direct allegedly happening on the 11th or the 12th. Or something like that. I don't remember what I said in my video, but one of those days for this upcoming week, and I did it in the thumbnail so that people would click it. And then what did I tell you in that video? That it was going to be the second half of the month, towards the end of the month, based on what I had heard from people. But now we're believing PH Brazil over me? Is PH Brazil just reciting what I said? Because as far as I'm aware, I'm the only person that talked about it on YouTube. I mean, there could have been someone else. I'm not trying to give myself credit because I don't care. Like, this is just video games. It's all just fun to me. But it's so strange to see that, PH Brazil said it. Well, then it must be true. And I guess that's technically the second half of the month. But then we have the whole point that it's allegedly going to be on a Tuesday, which isn't too common. So when do they announce the Direct? Because they usually announce the Direct like 2 days before. It's usually an announcement on a Monday, and then we get it on a Wednesday. There still could be a Nintendo Direct this week. Mind you, okay? It's not the end of the week yet. We're still at the start of the week. It could be announced Wednesday and come out Friday. It could be announced Wednesday and come out Thursday. There's no real rhyme or reason to it. So then what are we talking about here? What are we basing this on? Circumstantial evidence? Yes, okay? There is a chance that GameSpot is the only outlet in the world that knows when the Nintendo Direct is. Yes, there is a chance that Among Us could be potentially a stealth release during this Nintendo Direct, the update. Yes, there is a chance that it could be Tuesday the 18th. There's always a chance. It could be tomorrow. It could happen right this very second if Nintendo just decided to shadow drop it. What I'm saying is, the disease is back. Oh, I have a disease. It's Nintendo Direct disease. It's all anyone could talk about. It's all I could talk about. I can't talk about other things because I have to talk about Nintendo Direct leaks and dates and circumstantial and evidence and stuff that actually has nothing to do with anything, and just random people tweeting stuff. They know. It's a disease. It is a disease, and RGT is here to be the CDC and purge this disease in a very lighthearted manner. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I say all this to say I don't believe any of this stuff. Maybe it'll be the 18th. I don't think this has anything to do with any of that, but there's lots of channels out there, and not even just Nintendo channels, but lots of channels in general that are talking about this, gaming channels that are leading you astray. So come back here. Come back into the warm, loving arms of RGT. especially if you got a big booty, because I will grab that shit. Let me know in the comment section down below, though. Do you believe all of this? Do you think that Among Us update is going to be a stealth drop on the 18th Nintendo Direct, and PH Brazil was right and Midori was right, and it's going to be peak because, yeah, okay. Or do you think otherwise? And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. Like I said at the start, go check out yesterday's videos. I enjoyed making those, but honestly, I enjoyed making this video too. I like poking fun at people. It's funny to me. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.